How do you fit more stuff inside of a box without making it unnecessarily large? One of the simplest solutions is one that you might not really think much about. That's bosses. And no, not those bosses. What we're really talking about is these bosses right here. In this project, we're gonna be breaking it down in 3 parts. In the first part, we're gonna be talking about what is a boss. Point 2, why you can cram more items into a box. Point 3 will be inserts and M4 screws. And definitely make sure to stay for part 3 because that's where all the magic happens. Now, let's stop the chatter because these layers matter. Welcome back to the channel. First, let's talk about what a boss actually is. A boss is essentially a raised section of material, like right here, that's designed to provide a mounting or a fastening point. So like right here, we're gonna provide that fastening point by pressing these inserts down into our boss. In this case, each boss gives our M4 screw a place to anchor to once we get these threads inserted into there. Instead of trying to put a screw directly through the thin wall, we're creating additional material exactly where the fastener needs to go. And because we're 3D printing this, we could put the bosses wherever we want. And that so happens to be where I wanted them to go. Part 2, why bosses let you cram more into the box. This is where bosses become really useful. When you're designing an enclosure, every millimeter matters. If you simply make the entire box thicker to give yourself more material around the screws, you're wasting space everywhere. The extra material isn't needed. So it makes your part really chunky and it can make your part really big. So this one doesn't have a lid, but then here's a good example of unnecessary walls where they're just super chunky and it's not needed. We could have probably done half the size and been able to have a good wall here. So we needed to eliminate a lot of material, but we still wanted to have enough material to hold everything in securely. But we didn't want to have too much to where it was going to be crazy chunky and a waste of material. And then, so now again, we can place these bosses exactly where we need to save in space. With bosses, we can concentrate the material only around the mounting points. That means that we can keep the walls relatively thin while still creating strong attachment points. And this gives us something really important, more usable space inside the box without making the box bigger. So instead of sacrificing internal space just to make the enclosure strong enough to hold the lid on, we're putting the material exactly where the load is being transferred. Now, part 3, we need a way to repeatedly open and close the box without destroying the plastic threads. So if we didn't have the metal threads that we were going to insert here, we would just have plastic threads. And because the M4 screws are going to apply clamping pressure, the metal inserts carries the threads and that printed boss holds that insert in place. And because there are 4 of these around the box, we can distribute that clamping force around the entire lid. That gives us a box that will be nice and secure when it's closed, but still easy to open whenever we need to get inside. And that's the real reason I like using bosses in 3D printed enclosures. They're not just extra plastic sticking up inside the box. There's a way of putting material exactly where you need it while preserving the space you don't want to give up. 4 bosses, 4 metal inserts, and 4 M4 screws gives us a simple, reusable fastening system that keeps the box closed without unnecessarily sacrificing the internal volume. And that's one of the advantages of designing something yourself with 3D printing. Now, I appreciate everybody that watched this video. If you learned anything, make sure to hit that like button. Comment if you ended up having anything that you wanted to add on to anything, and we'll catch you in that next video. And YouTube thinks that you'll like this video next. Peace out.